All right, so thanks for being on the call, everybody. Um, so um, if you guys didn't watch that video yet, I would watch it. There's some good info on there. There's a lot of info on there. So you know, you might have to watch it a couple times to get everything out of it. But I think what Melissa is really going for is, we have a lot of newer coaches on the team, and we always get a lot of questions about, okay, well, where do I start? What do I do? How do I do this? How do I do that? So I hope some of you guys, were on the calls last week when we were kind of walking through the Coach Online office. I showed where the new coach training material is at and stuff like that. There's training within the Coach Online office too. So, I mean, there's lots of different places that you can go to get training on, like, what it is to be a coach and how do you advance your business and how do you do things like that. Other things, there's not really Beachbody training on per se. You kind of like learn it as you go, and you learn from other people, or you learn from books or things like that. So some of the stuff that like Melissa was trying to touch on, which is really nice, and I think it's something that people struggle with a lot, is like the social media stuff, Facebook, how to post, what to post, what to do when people like your posts or comment on your posts and that kind of stuff. So we can kind of discuss a little bit of that. I can talk to you about what I do personally. That doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work for you the same way. We might have two very different audiences, and we most likely do. I mean, the people you guys know, I don't necessarily know all of those people. So the way that you have to follow up with people and the way that you have to talk to people might be a little bit different than the audience that I'm working with, okay? So the hard part about this is there's kind of like a general way to do things, but there's never really a specific way that I can tell you to do things that's going to work exactly the way it works for me for you. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so I can kind of give you some general ideas and some general stuff to go with. And then from there, it's just kind of up to you to just keep doing these things over and over again and kind of figure out what works for you and what doesn't, okay? If it's not working for you, stop doing it, okay? That's the biggest thing I want you to, if it's not working, then do something else, okay? So this is how I do it, all right? So the first thing that I'm going to tell you guys, and Melissa said this too, and we all fall into this trap all the time when we start as coaches, is please don't post the salesy stuff on Beachbody on your page, okay? So if it's like, so what do we have, like 6 challenge pack deals this month? I do not want to see Insanity Max 30 on sale for $180. Click my link below to purchase, okay? Don't post that, okay? That's not going to work. I'll tell you that right now. That's not going to work. You might get one. See, this is the problem, I think, because I think when you first start and you post that, you get like the friend or the family member that actually does, and they buy it, and you're like, oh, this works, and then you just keep doing it, and then it gets worse, okay? So I would just say let's not get in the habit of doing that like right away, so we don't have to worry about it. So what I want you guys to do, this is what I tell everybody I'm posting. You probably hear me say this 100 times if you hear me talk about social media. Post like you would post if you weren't a coach, okay? So how did you post on Facebook before you were a Beachbody coach? You probably post about stuff that you were doing. Like, what am I doing today? This is what I'm going to post about. What am I doing tomorrow? What am I doing this weekend? Okay. I don't know what else you guys like to do. Like, what are your hobbies? What kind of hobbies do you have? You talk about that. Maybe you talk about family. Some of the stuff like Melissa was talking about, for people that have husband, wives, kids, sometimes people talk about family. Sometimes if you don't have that, you can talk about your mom or dad. It was just Mother's Day, so hopefully you took a picture with your mom, posted that up, like, hey, happy Mother's Day, hanging out with my mom. So different things like that is what you would normally have posted about if you weren't a Beachbody coach. I want you to continue with those posts. The thing that you're doing differently now that you are a Beachbody coach, most likely, is you're doing a Beachbody program, okay? So you're doing a workout program. You're drinking Shakeology, okay? That's one of the 3 vital behaviors, being a product of the product, right? You're doing that, so you can post about that, right? but you need to post about it in the way that you normally would if you weren't a coach at all. Okay, so I don't want you to put the post out there where you're kind of like you're like trying to get people to buy. Don't do it like that. Just post what you did. So like I actually think like Chris does this pretty well. It's like when he does combat, you know, like he'll post a picture of him in the combat gloves and he's like, man, just cranked out like 60-minute combat workout. Boom, and he's like sweating and stuff. Picture done. That's all he posts. Okay, so what's cool is that he got it out there that he did combat. Okay, so people know that he's doing combat, but he didn't say like, hey man, I'm doing combat, everybody should do it. Okay, that's the difference. All right, and that's how I want you guys to post when you're posting about Beachbody. So Melissa said, and this is true, like if you're actually being a very active person on social media, you should be posting like 3 to 5 times a day. Okay, but only one of those posts, if any, should be Beachbody related. Okay, I don't want you to get in the habit of posting everything that you do about health and fitness now because you're a Beachbody coach. I understand that we need to, you know, you want people to buy stuff, you want to sell challenge packs, you want to get coaches. I get all of that, but you need to connect with people first, build the relationships, and you want them to ask you about it. Okay, that's the key. That's the key thing that you need to pull away from this. You want them to ask you about it. So how are you going to do that? You're going to be a product of the product. You're going to be doing the products. You're going to maybe post every day that you're doing a workout. It's cool because it keeps you accountable too. I mean, you're like, I want to get this post out there about Beachbody, so I better do my workout. I better drink my Shakeology, you know, and then I'm going to post about that because that's what I did. The more people see that, the more they're going to want to ask you questions. The more you post about your results from what's going on, the more people are going to want to ask you questions about it. Those are the types of things that you really want to post on social media. So make sure that you're doing those before and after pictures. Make sure that you're doing the weigh-ins, that you're doing the measurements. That's a huge thing. People want to hear that you're getting progress with what you're doing. It's one thing to say, like, you're doing all these cool workouts. Like, I'm doing P90X3, the challenge today, and I did 30 push-ups. Cool, that's great, but how many push-ups did you do the last time you did it? Okay, they want to see progress. They want to see you getting better at what you're doing because that's going to interest them and make them want to do it too. Does that make sense? Everybody kind of get that? Okay, so that's what I want you to do, or that's what I would suggest doing with your social media. It's your social media. You can do whatever you want. It's your Facebook. I can't sit there and write posts for you. You're going to be able to do whatever you want. But I'm making suggestions on what I know works, what other, you know, Beachbody coaches, what these big leaders in Beachbody, this is what they're doing, okay? They're posting like this. So that's how I want, or that's how I suggest that you guys post the same way, like that. What else can we cover? So there's this concept that might come up because there's this book, it's called like Jab, 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 Hook, by Gary Vaynerchuk. If you don't have that book and you want to be better at social media, it's a great book to buy. Okay, so if you start hearing about this concept of this jab, 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 hook, the idea of this is what you're doing is you're doing jabs, okay, on your social media. Okay, so you're putting posts out there, possibly totally unrelated. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get people to like and comment on whatever you're posting. Okay, so you're playing to your audience. What does your audience like to see? Okay, and you have to learn this over time. Okay, so if you try something, we're going back. If you try something and your audience doesn't like that, don't do that anymore. Go somewhere else. Do something different. Okay, and also another thing that Melissa covered in the video is it might not be that your audience didn't like it, but it might be that you posted at the wrong time. Okay, so everybody's audience is different on the times that you want to be posting. So she made some good examples, like she said like her time is between like, I think she said like 7 and 9 is a good time for her because that's when like all of the moms are out like getting their kids out to the bus stops and stuff like that. So they're on their phone and social media waiting for the bus to show up and things like that. So that's a good time for her to post. I can tell you good times for me to post are probably around the same time, like 7 to 8 o'clock. The noon time is really good because people go to lunch and what do? They jump on their phone, check their Facebook. Okay, so noon to like 1 or like 11 to 1 in that time frame is usually a good time to post. And then actually like late at night, like around like 8 o'clock, 8, 9 o'clock, you know, like maybe after people are getting their kids to bed and they're just kind of winding down on the couch, they're going to jump on their social media again. Okay. So you have to find good times to post too. You might have a really good post. Don't post it at like 2 o'clock. Okay. Or don't post it at like midnight. All right. Because people aren't going to see it. So even though you got this awesome post, save it and post it during one of the good times that you find. So once again, you got to kind of play around with that. You got to figure out when your audience is most likely on, when you seem to be getting the most comments and likes, okay? So you got to, it's like trial and error type of thing. So you got to do that over and over again and figure it out. So now let's go back to the jabs. So what you're trying to do, like I said, is you're trying to get these posts out there, these jabs, okay, and get people to like and comment on it. How Facebook works is the more likes and comments that you get, it like raises your relevance on Facebook, okay? So that means the next time you post, they're going to shoot your post out to more people, okay? So even though you have like 3,000 Facebook friends, not all of them see your posts. It's all based on what your relevance is on Facebook. So the more likes and the more comments you get, the next time you post, the more people are going to see that post. They're going to shoot it out to more people. So the jabs, the idea of the jab is to get a lot of good jabs in a row, okay? So get a lot of good jab posts, get a lot of comments, get a lot of likes. So when people start commenting, make sure that you're responding to them in the comments. Try to generate more conversation, okay? Or even if say you just get like a lot of likes, okay? Say if you know one of those the people in the likes really well, like they're your friend or, you know, a family member, like actually tag them in the comments and say something in there and try to generate conversation, okay? The more comments and the more likes that you can get, the more conversation you can generate, the better your post is, okay? So that would also tell you with this too, if you do put something out there and like not a lot of people comment or like on it, it's actually to your benefit to delete that post completely from your Facebook. Okay, so that'll keep it going so you can get good jabs all in a row. Then the idea after that is to throw the hook. All right, so the hook is the one that you want to throw. That's like the beach body one, okay? That's the one that you're trying to bring people in, okay? That's the hook post. So get some jabs, then throw a hook. So what I don't want you to do, okay? Some people get this jab and hook thing all mixed up. Just because you think you're throwing jabs, they might not be good jabs, okay? They have to be good jabs. You can't just be like, oh, I threw like 4 jabs, so now I'm going to start hooking. No, you got to get good jabs. Land the jabs, then throw the hook, okay? So keep jabbing until you can get a good hook, all right? So make sure you're doing that too. But like I said, if you want to know more about that kind of stuff, definitely get that book. You know, everybody should be doing some kind of personal development, I hope. And if you're not and you have questions, a lot of the questions that you guys have, honestly, you can learn a lot of that stuff from personal development stuff. Okay, you can learn that from reading books. You can learn it from asking questions. Okay, so ask questions. When you have questions, you just ask. Okay, some of us know answers, or some of us know of a book that you could read to get the answers from. Okay, so it's important that you're doing that type of stuff too to grow your business, grow yourself, grow your business. What else do I want to say on social media? I don't know. That's like a lot of info. Did you guys suck all that in? Your brain hurt at all? Brains hurt? No?
There's one thing that I've noticed lately is I'll have 5 or 6 or 7 comments, and then sometimes I'll respond right away, but then if I get a comment, I'm not sure if anybody else is going to respond. I'll leave that comment sit there for a while, and then it might get to where, you know, there's hardly anybody on Facebook, so nobody's commenting. But then later on, when I know at like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, you know, a couple hours later, that I know that there's going to be more people looking, then I'll reply to that person. So my topic gets put back on Facebook again, and then people see it again, and then people are back on Facebook, so then they start responding again.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that's one of the things, a way to get more comments.
Yeah. I mean, that very much plays into those time frames again. I mean, if you figure, I mean, say you set out a post at 12:30, you know, like later in the lunch hour, you know, some people are on there and they're like super active, but then they got to go back to work, you know, so they're not going to be back on, like Rob's saying, maybe till later. Maybe they get off work at 5, 6 o'clock. Maybe they'll jump on then. Maybe it's not till 8 o'clock, you know, so you got to kind of find out where your audience is at and what they're doing at different times. But yeah, that's a good idea too.
It's if you think it's a good post. If you don't think it's a good post and you bombed out, like Gavin said, you can delete it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean that's real. It's a good idea, I think, to delete posts, even though it sounds kind of weird because you normally wouldn't do that because you don't really care. But in our world, with social media being such an important part of our business and what we do, it's cool that people can go to your page and they're obviously looking at the one that's new and that they just posted. But then some people go to your page and they'll start scrolling through some of your other ones, and they're gonna see like, oh wow, look at this, like 50 people like this. He's got like 30 comments. That sounds. I'm gonna comment on this one too, and then and now all your posts are just jumping back into the news feed again. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're bringing your post back for you. So it's cool if they can go in there and actually see like, wow, a lot of people are like liking and commenting on what Gavin's talking about. Like maybe I should be watching what this guy's saying a little bit more. Okay, and that's how you get people following you on Facebook. And you're always going to be getting hits all the time on what you post. So cool. Social media, awesome. Only other thing I would say is, and use what social media you guys feel the most comfortable with. Okay, so I'm not very good at like Twitter, so I don't use Twitter. But like maybe Twitter is your thing, so then be awesome at Twitter. Okay, some people love Instagram. Instagram's kind of my thing. I only like Instagram because I can post to Instagram and Facebook at the same time. So if you guys didn't know that, that's a really cool feature. Take advantage of that because now you're hitting double audiences, which is really cool. Because I have some friends that I only have on Instagram and they like hate Facebook, but then I have people on Facebook that aren't on Instagram. So if I can just post one thing on Instagram and share it over to Facebook, you hit both audiences at the same time with a single post. So that's pretty cool. So just throwing that out there if you guys want to do something like that. But yeah, use whatever you guys like. Actually, some people like Pinterest and stuff like that. If that's your thing, Pinterest away. Pin things. I don't even know what you do on Pinterest. So yeah, do stuff like that. I mean, find what works for you and do it, right? We're going all the way back again. Find what works for you, use that, be good at that. Okay? Just because Facebook and Instagram are my thing doesn't mean it needs to be your thing. Do what you're good at and make that work. Cool. Cool. All right. All of you guys are muted right now, okay? So if you guys have any questions about any, I'm just gonna open it up for general questions about anything that you want to ask about. So whatever you have questions about, now is the time that you can just ask, and I'm gonna answer them or somebody will. So you just gotta unmute yourself, ask a question, then I'll answer it. Well, if not, I'm just gonna sit here and I don't know, think of something. I feel like Chris wants to ask something, so I'm gonna unmute you. There you go. Now you're unmuted.
Okay, my thing is trying to land a good hook as far as inviting or talking about the opportunity as far as being a Beachbody coach. That has been the thing that I've been struggling with. I mean, my whole fitness transformation has been working, but I'm trying to use something else in order to bring more people in to get a view on what I'm doing. And that's something I've been struggling with. I don't know if I'm saying the right words or if I'm using too little or, if I'm saying too much. That's where I've been kind of struggling as far as getting the hook, because I feel that with my audience, depending on how early I'm moving in the morning, because I work 2 jobs now. So it's like my jabs are getting good. So I see that, and I'm just trying to land great hooks, and that's why I feel like I need the most help with.
Okay. Let's see. Best way to answer this. All right. So whenever you throw the hook, make sure that you're picking a specific thing that you want to hook about. Okay. Don't hook about everything at the same time either. So you can't hook about coaching and challenge groups and whatever else at the same time. So pick what you want. Honestly, the other thing might be too, I mean, you might just need to expand your audience a little bit. I know you're super into health and fitness. I mean, I kind of watch, if you guys don't know, I kind of watch all of your posts, so I know what you guys are talking about all the time. So I try to watch so I can help out people when I feel like they need help. So I think everybody knows you're into health and fitness. Everybody knows that. I think the majority of people have probably seen your results, which I think is a huge thing that you have that you can use. But I almost think you might need to expand your audience a little further. You might need to, yeah. Yeah, I am. I am a Facebook stalker. You're right. That's all I do all day. I just stalk you guys' Facebook. What's Rob doing today? Flying planes, huh? Interesting. But yeah, I think you might need to expand your audience a little bit. That's what I'm thinking, Chris. It's like I think your audience just like already knows all that stuff, and I feel like the people that are part of your audience, the ones that have already been interested about it, have already talked to you about it. And I don't know how much further you can get without just broadening your audience to an even bigger level. Get more people, talk more, because not everybody's heard your story. That's the thing. And the more people, you have to go get more people to listen to it. So you have to get bigger on your social media. So, that's kind of the thing where I'm talking about, like, okay, go find groups that interest you. Go in there, just start making conversation. Okay. So you have to find other hobby things. Like I said, it's gonna be totally unrelated to beach hockey. I don't know what else you like to do outside of like working out and beating people up and stuff. But but whatever that is, maybe that's a good thing. I mean, I know like the MMA, the UFC type stuff. I mean, that's a huge thing. It's getting bigger. Maybe there's cool groups out there that you can join that have to do with that. I mean, that would be cool because then you're already in a group, something that you love to do. Plus, those people are like health and fitness people, right? I mean, they're trying to get stronger. They're trying to be healthy. They're trying to be in elite shape to do the same kind of stuff that you do. So, I mean, that could be a good group for you too. Okay. I don't even know why I'm reading these comments down there. But that, honestly, Chris, that's what I think is going to help you with your hooks, especially. I think that I don't think that you have any bad posts necessarily. I just think that you're hooking to the same audience, and that's the only reason that you're not seeing more. And on the coaching front, it's kind of hard to throw a good hook about coaching. Okay, I mean, if you want to see one, like I tried to do one back I don't even know, like last month I think it was. I think it kind of worked.
Pyramid?
Yeah, that was a good one. I loved that one. Oh,
that sparked conversation, that's for sure.
Yeah, it did. I love talking about that. I talk about pyramid schemes all the time. So, yeah. See, it depends what you want to do, too, because, like, that one right there, that if you post something like that, that's going to generate conversation, but maybe not the conversation you want. Like, I don't care because I feel comfortable talking about it, and people just don't understand it. But I don't want you to put yourself in a situation either that you don't know how to get out of. I mean, that will be a problem for you. So I wouldn't necessarily post about that. But what you can kind of do is you can kind of play with it, okay? So what is the coaching what is the coaching opportunity to provide to people? What can it give someone? And what's like a common thing that people need? Okay? So I don't know. What do you see the most in your audience? Do you see a lot of people that need extra money? You see a lot of people that are looking to do something in health and fitness, but they can't do it like full time? Do you see people that like work a lot of jobs but wish they didn't? Do you see people that want more time to spend with their family? More people want to like go on vacations? You can play to what Beachbody can give people and just post on that. Not necessarily saying anything about coaching if you don't have to, but try to bring people in to ask about that type of stuff. We're going back to that whole like get people to ask you about it. So you want to post in like kind of like a creative way that's going to generate conversation, that's going to get people to ask you, oh yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, I want to like earn some extra money. How do I do that? Oh, well, here it is. Then you can have a private conversation with them on Facebook. Here's what I do, and this is how you can earn extra money too. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And if you go ahead.
I get a lot of friend requests now. Like, I think one day I was at work and I had turned my data off. And once I turned it back on, my phone would not stop going off. It making a little Facebook pop noise. I'm getting messages and friend requests and
nice.
A whole bunch of, I'm like, man. And then it's like, once I look back into some of my previous posts, I was able to see where everything started to generate from. But I've been expanding. I think I friend like at least maybe 6, 7 to a good 10 people a day.
That's
because
cool.
That's where I'm constantly at because I'm always on the go. I'm never really sitting still unless I'm in the house. So I'm always on go, and just being able to generate just the variety of just different people has really been working as far as conversation and just being able to be comfortable about talking to people about just different things. So the fact that I feel like I'm doing things differently, like I normally would do, even if I wasn't a coach, has really been generating as far as getting good jabs in.
Good. I mean, that's perfect. I mean, the other thing too, guys, is, I mean, don't ruin the new relationships that you're building with these new people that your friend inviting by instantly talking about Beachbody to them. Okay? Build the relationships. It doesn't have to be Beachbody related. Like I said, if you're doing things right and you're doing this 3 to 5 posts a day, people are going to find out that you're a Beachbody coach. It's just going to happen. People are going to know that you're into health and fitness. It's going to happen because that's what you're posting about. If they want to know about it, they're going to ask you. If they don't, then they won't. Okay? So let them ask you if they have questions. Okay? Don't just like shoot Beachbody at them. Okay, so a good thing to do, honestly, is like when you're throwing out all these different friend requests and things like that, when you see that the people accepted them, I always try to go in and send them a message and say like, hey, thanks for sending my friend request. I see you're into whatever it is. Maybe it's something I'm interested in. Oh, you're into obstacle course running. That's awesome. I'm going to be doing a Spartan race in a few weeks here. How many have you done? You know, generate conversation. I'm not saying anything about Beachbody. I'm relating to what they like and what I like. And I'm just talking to them about it. That's all. Okay? If that conversation leads into Beachbody, totally cool. If it doesn't, don't push it. Because then they're not going to talk to you. Now you just lost your friend. So you don't want that to happen either. All right? So that's what I like to do. Generate conversation with people. Don't be afraid to like private message people about different things. It's cool. Okay, if they don't want to talk to you, then they won't. And if they do, then they will. Okay? Sweet. Hope that helps. Oh, are you raising your hand, Anna, or are you just like, is that a hand raise? Is that I don't know what that is. Peace sign? Does anybody else have questions about anything in particular? I don't know how much time we have left. We're not at the 10-minute warning or whatever it is.
Oh, I had a question. How was
Cool.
your Mother's Day, Gavin?
It was fantastic. It's really good, actually. Me and my mom went to a Brewer game.
I saw that. Cool.
Yeah, and they won, which is good. That's always a positive. Yeah, it was a real good time. And then we all came back here, and then we had my mom and dad over, my sister over, and my wife's mom and dad over for dinner. So it's pretty eventful day. But, yeah,
Awesome.
thanks for asking, man.
And see how easy that was? And a lot of people don't think about that. All you had to do is go on Facebook and go, hey, man, how was your Mother's Day?
Perfect.
And let them talk.
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool.
That was really good. Like
Good
it.
job, Rob.
Man, this guy's good. Oh, there's a 10-minute warning.
I had a Bloody Mary in the rain. Does that count?
A Bloody Mary in the rain?
Yeah, we had a baseball tournament, and then we all brought Bloody Mary fixins. It was healthy.
Yeah.
V8 juice.
Yeah, V8 juice. Super. Yeah. Was it like you were getting like a consistent refill like all the time? Like you never were empty?
I only had one, so we're good.
Oh, yeah, that's what I would have said too. It was only one. I had one.
You can't stop at just one.
No, I did.
It's
Trust
like potato chips.
me. Yeah, right.
That's good.
Uh,
So, anybody else have anything? We have 9 spectacular minutes left on this call to ask any questions that you might have.
does this time work for everybody? The date, the time? It's
It's never
conflicting.
gonna work for everybody.
That's true.
You know,
We just need it to work for as many people as we can. So if a different time works, we can do a different time. This time works for me,
it's hard to tell.
but I mean, I would like to have as many people on the call as possible. So if a different time works for more people, you can suggest that on the team page, different time. And if enough people want to do that time, then we can switch the time.
Well, I know summer's coming up, so everybody's going to be going their own separate directions. I just don't want to have like 2 or 3 team calls like we did last summer. It just was too much. And then we'd have
Oh,
two
yeah.
people on.
No, we're gonna keep it to one. So
Yeah.
whatever day it's on, that's when it's gonna be. But if a different time works better for people, or a different day, or both, just throw that out there. Like I said, I'd like to be able to get as many people on the call as possible. But yeah, like Melissa said too. I mean, obviously it's not gonna work for everybody, and that's why we record them. So at least take advantage of that if you can't be on.
Cool.
Cool.
Anybody else?
I mean, I'm good with this. I'm good about watching the recordings, and I try to hop on as fast as I can from class to the call. But I know there's other people that can't do it till after 8. But then I don't want to push it back too far because Susan and
Yeah.
other people from different time zones are getting their night pushed back.
Right.
That's not fair to them. So.
Right. What do you guys think about like doing like the video before the call type of thing? Is that something you guys like?
I like it.
I mean, I think it's pretty cool. It kind of gives us something to do before the call, and then we can kind of discuss it during the team call. I kind of like that too. So, I mean, we might do some more stuff like that as well. Just so you guys.
Did you guys have the recognition thing before I hopped on?
No, actually, we didn't do the recognition thing. So you have 6 minutes and 45 seconds to recognize people.
Because I thought there was some recognition for Melissa or something that we needed to do.
Is there some recognition for Melissa?
Am I mistaken?
Mate.
Yeah. Diamond. Holla.
The diamond recognition?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Old.
Oh, that's old.
It never gets old, Melissa.
Old news.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, I didn't forget.
Yeah. Yeah, Rob remembered.
Thanks, Rob.
No, yeah,
Congratulations.
that's definitely a cool thing. So, yeah, Melissa is now the newest diamond in Team Tenacious. So, congrats. Definitely well deserved. She's been doing some work for sure. So, well deserved diamond.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe we'll congratulate Julie in like a few weeks as well.
Come on, Jules. Come on, Jules.
Haha.
Come on, Jules.
Julie's in 1-star qualifying right now, so
Woo-hoo.
it takes 6 weeks to actually earn it. So we'll maybe have a little celebratory, I don't know,
There's
party.
going to be a lot of shiny people at Summit.
That's true. That's true.
Maybe we'll have a Bloody Mary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we'll have a couple.
Only one. Only one.
Only one.
Only one
A Bloody Mary.
at a time.
A lot of Shakeology and one Bloody Mary.
Yeah, I want one of those Moscow mules.
Moscow
again.
mules.
They're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I want one of those again. I think
Everybody just loves to party.
I'll take
Tenacious.
what?
Oh.
I expect a lot more sparkly diamonds and emeralds and 1 stars before we go to that.
Heck yeah. Yeah. I hope all of you guys are able to rank advanced higher than you are right now. It's awesome. Awesome
I want
record.
to go to the cool parties, so I need some more SC points.
Cool
Staff.
parties. Cool parties. So, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, speaking of parties, what the date on the next Super Saturday, 25th of July?
Yep.
Okay. So remember that all the people in the vicinity, the Wisconsin, Illinois vicinity, and then for the rest of you guys that aren't, we have coaches on the team from all over the place. If you guys can meet up at one location and like hang out together, that's cool. So post about. You know what we should do is we should probably make a document so everybody knows where everybody else is from. That will maybe make it easier for people to find out, like, oh, who's by me, for like Super Saturdays and stuff. That might be a good idea. We might do that. So,
Cool.
but yeah, that's it. So that's the next Super Saturday is the 25th, which is the Saturday after Summit. So yeah, it's a good chance for us to be able to get together, even if it's in like smaller little groups. And even if you can't get together with somebody, please go to Super Saturday anyways, especially if you're not going to Summit. Definitely go to Super Saturday and check that out. But for us in like the Wisconsin, Illinois area, just so you guys know, we're all going to try to get together and go to one location and then kind of hang out afterwards. And I don't know.
And everybody's welcome to fly in too if they really want to.
Yep. Cool. That's right.
Take a
So, yeah, just so you guys know. July 25th. That's all. That's all I have to say about that.
I just found a really cool back road, and I don't even know how the hell I got home.
Sounds like Melissa's like, did everybody sound like Melissa's like,
That's cool. Sorry.
You sound like you're from Tron or something.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Tron, that's awesome.
She's like, I'm going down this back road and I'm lost and I'm cutting out. Oh God.
Don't hit a tree, Melissa.
Every time she's on, I don't know. I feel like she's either going to crash or she's going down crazy back road. It's like the last time. We're all going to be witnesses to something. Oh yeah, we saw her. She was on the call. She was going down some back road.
No.
All in dark. You don't know.
She was not on her phone on a team call.
Yeah.
I have no idea how I went. I found a back road and it worked perfectly.
Oh, well, there you go.
You know how you always wonder, like, where that road where does that go? I just found out where that goes. Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for the team call tonight. Remember, if you have questions about anything, even if you want to ask the same questions over again, ask them, because there's lots of different people in the team who have a lot of different experience with a lot of different things. Everybody will share their ideas. Find one that works for you. Or if none of them do, find something else, okay? But ask questions. That's what the team page is for. Ask questions and ask tons of them. It's the only way you're going to get better.
Vanessa said she was from Texas. We could probably point her in the way of some really good places down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the majority of our upline is from Texas. So, yeah, for sure. You can go hang out with Chris Reed right at his house.
Mm-hmm.
Swim in his pool. Yeah, all the cool kids hang out there.
Don't pee in his pool.
I was thinking it, but I didn't say it.
I did.
All right, guys. I'll see you later. Have a spectacular night. Thanks for being on.
Thanks.
Thank you, Deb.